All right, we have our insulation behind me and we're gonna start insulating these pools. Luckily, I am right behind a home hardware, so I don't have to go far, literally a 30-second jog. So I'll give a little walkthrough on how I'll be insulating with this material. So as you can see, I sort of have three separate things going on. This is the rigid closed cell board that will be going on the bottom of these pools. I have my reflective foil that will be going on the walls. And actually, the local pool shop, these are all cutoffs for heated pools that sit right on top of the water. And I'm gonna see if I can use them to, make a barrier on top so we don't lose water through evaporation and we don't lose heat through the top. They are just cutoffs, so I'll probably have to fidget with them, but if they work, I can use it. If they don't, it's not a big deal. It didn't cost me anything to get these. It's about 2 by 3 meters, which is just a bit larger, not by much, of 6 by 9 feet. And the boards I have are 4 by 8. The idea is I have 21 pieces of insulation in my 10 pools, and I should be able to get 2 full pieces in here, just cut them off to fit to size. And then when I have all my 2 pieces cut to size, I can use the rest of my insulation that I have left over, which is the 1, and all the scraps from the 2 pieces I already cut to finish off covering the base of these. I did buy some reflective duct tape for the joining of them, and hopefully it saves me a bit of money. Instead of having to get 25 full pieces, I was able to get 21, which it may not seem like a lot, but it's a few $100 that I saved right there. Well, actually pretty lucky. This is 4 feet tall and my insulation over there is 4 feet wide. And what I can do is I'll run it from the bottom to the top on the inside all the way around. And then I'll have the reflective part of it facing outwards, actually, instead of inwards. I'll have the white part of my foil insulation inwards, because I'll then wrap around the outside. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get around these. That's a later me problem. I'm gonna wrap it around the outside of the pool with the foil side, again, facing in. So I get, about an inch of a dead space, which helps with insulation and hopefully stop a good amount of the heat from leaving the side, and it'll get trapped in the insulation and keep the pool warm. And then on top, we're gonna see if this pool cutout works. It will go right over. I might do some sort of winch mechanism to just pull it up, or just so it tarps like a teepee and I can just flip it open. But if that doesn't work, I'm also thinking of just buying another roll of that foil insulation and joining it together to make a large blanket. If anyone has any ideas for a good cheap way to make a cover that will help hold heat and help with the evaporation, let me know in the comments. That would be great. Thanks so much for following along so far. Getting some new subscribers, which is nice, seeing the support out there. Let's keep this growing, and please like, share, subscribe, show this around, follow my Instagram account, and help bring shrimp farming back to Canada, as I'm the only shrimp farmer here right now. Hope you enjoy the rest of this video and watching me build these pools. All right, fits like a glove. Very tight and snug, which is nice, right up to the edge. This may be a bit overkill, but I am gonna tape these seams with the red sheathing tape and then go again over it with some aluminum adhesive tape. I normally wouldn't do this if I was insulating anything else, but in aquaculture, redundancy is key. I don't want these shifting underneath, and that little bit of extra reflective adhesive in those cracks can't hurt with the R value. So I'm gonna do that. Got some good news and bad news. Good news is all my insulation is cut. Wonderful. I actually ended up picking up one of these extendable utility knives because mine wasn't cutting it, and that made it so much easier to actually cut the insulation. Bad news, fell over. So I gotta figure out how to get that back up. These ones stayed nice and fine, but I don't trust it now. If one fell, it means they all could fall. So luckily, I went these to the stapler, and I can't actually staple right to the doors because they're metal and it won't go through. But if I cut and connect another strip to right up there and staple it into the wood, we should be golden. Also, another fun fact, all this is spare. Plus, I have one extra piece of insulation that I will not need. I bought it just in case anything happened. What I'm thinking is I can secure those gaps on my door with this insulation to stop any drafts from coming in and unwanted visitors. Also, I got a little carried away. Built all these pools. Just have to put tarps in them, which is wonderful, and put the insulation down. Now I'm gonna tape all my insulation together and see how they all fit before I give one final clean out of the floors so I can put them down and not have gross things like that June bug right over there that you can see all the way from back here. All right, it's a different day. I realized after I taped it back, I could not lift it myself, so I had to wait until I got some help from someone, my lovely wife, to pick it up and put it behind me here. To pick it up and just set it up there so I can finish taping. What I think I'm gonna do, it might be easier, is I'm gonna see if I can just skip taping the underneath, slide the pieces into my tanks, because I'm not sure how I'm gonna fit this one in there. I sort of thought about that after. And hopefully just try and secure the top and put strips along. So say they're connected like this, put some strips going along as well as up to stop it from eventually sliding out from the pressure of the water. All right, well, let's continue. Decided to cut about 20 strips per piece because hindsight's always better than foresight, but I'm going to probably end up taking this one off and do 2 strips so I can cover the tape. Again, it shouldn't matter too much. It's just going to bug me if I don't do it. So I got all my strips here to do 2 pieces. I still have to cut out these ones, but I just got all these cut out. That is 1 of 10 complete. Hopefully now, since I have all the strips cut out, and I think I know what I'll be doing now, it'll go by a lot faster. I just open up one side. Let's see if I can just sort of slide it in there and let it sit. All right, that actually went in easier than I thought. Not sure if I'm going to do it that way every time. I'm going to try out the other method I was thinking next, but here's how this one looks. So it goes right edge to edge. Pretty nice. Square it away. So yeah, it fits pretty nice, and since there's no tarp in it yet, I can sort of move around the walls to slide it in. I'm gonna see if it is easier just to place them in and then tape over it. Not sure how I'll tape the centers without stepping onto my insulation. So we'll figure it out. I mean, I have 9 more pools to do, so I'm eventually gonna find the best way to do it. All of the bottom are in my tanks now. I end up moving some stuff around just so there's more room back there. It's looking pretty good. It's pretty nice. I'm thinking that when I put the tarp over top of these, I don't want friction to happen between the pools and these. So I might just put a little layer of like packing wrap, just saran wrap, to make an extra barrier just to help stop friction and those two things rubbing together, making a possible hole or just added wear over time that doesn't need to happen. I have all my settling tanks / biofilters sort of in the places I want. I've been moving them around, but everything's coming together. The gaps in between are big enough. I can walk right through. My cart's right there, and I'm able to get the cart all the way through, so I won't have a problem feeding my shrimp or doing water quality tests each day. I can move my cart in between them freely, which will be great. Next video is probably just fixing it up and doing some upgrades around the shop, as well as hopefully getting the tarps into these pools and insulating the walls of them so I can then get water in and start actually heating my system to introduce shrimp. Again, I really appreciate all the new followers starting to watch my channel. The views are going up, which is amazing. Everyone's showing support, which is a great thing to see. And slowly but surely, we are building this system here in Canada. I'm gonna try and get videos out a bit faster. It's about 2 to 3 weeks between videos, just because I take a lot of footage and have to cut down a lot of it, but hopefully I'm getting a bit faster at it and I'm pretty new to it. So I'm gonna shoot for a video a week to a week and a half, keep everyone more updated. But if you want more frequent updates, I do post on Instagram and show my progress there, just a lot less in depth. So like, share, subscribe, go to my Instagram, follow that too. Show support in any way you can. Seeing people comment, like, it just makes us feel more and more real, and I'm farming shrimp here in Canada.